Can you see my screen?
Yeah, yeah, I can.
Oh, start. Now, we don't know anything who they are using, and I mean where they'll write the code and how to install what is Java and all. Anything. Just wanted to know. Nothing else. If we don't know anything, then that should be fine. No problem.
No, I don't know.
Okay, no issues. Okay. So since most of the companies are following the automation, I mean, so every company might be having some kind of web application, right? I mean, web application. When I say it's like the application which is opening in the browser. Okay, it can be any browser, Chrome or Internet Explorer. I think you might be knowing the browsers, right? So
Oh,
okay.
yeah. Yeah.
Uh, so and I mean it can be any kind of application, Facebook or Gmail or anything. Okay, so so as we discussed before, the automation is mainly for regression testing. When you have some test cases that you need to run repeatedly for each new release or when a new functionality has come. So that is the reason. So we are mainly going for automation so that you can save your time and save some money. Okay. So so in that sense, right now in the market, Selenium, which is a tool, Selenium WebDriver, which is a tool basically, and it is used to automate the web application, any kind of web application. Okay, Selenium WebDriver, and but Selenium WebDriver needs some supporting language, scripting language. Okay, to write that automation scripts using Selenium, so you should have some language support. So it can be either Java, C Sharp, Perl, or okay, Python. So there are many languages which is supporting the Selenium, which has to be integrated with Selenium to write the automation scripts. Okay. So, but right now, I mean, in the market, Java is the most widely used. So we'll have the sessions on Selenium with Java. Okay. So
Okay.
those two are, I mean, basically open source. I mean, it's a freeware. You can just directly download from the internet, install it in any operating system. I mean, any of the your system, and you can just run it. You can just write the scripts and automate your applications. Okay, it is free, no cost involved. So it is totally free. So that's the reason, since these are open source. I mean, people will say it is open source. It means it is available anywhere if you have internet connection. Okay, so that's the main advantage for the Selenium. It is used to automate your any kind of web application, and it's a freeware, and it can run in any operating system. So if you write your scripts in Windows, so that will run even in MacBook or whatever without any changes. Okay, so you just write your scripts in any operating system, that will run anywhere. Java is platform independent, they'll say. It is not platform dependent. I mean, so when people say platform independent, it means that you write in any operating system, you can run it in any other operating system. Okay. And
Okay.
yeah, so these Selenium and Java both are free, and so used to automate your any kind of web application. Okay. So to do that, maybe I'll start with the installation part. Okay. And the code, right? You have to write your automation scripts, right? So that you write in some IDE. They'll say IDE in the sense integration development environment. It is a tool where you write your code. You can also write in Notepad, but that's not easy. You have to remember everything in Notepad. But there are some ready-made tools where they'll show you what are the methods available. How do you can write the code, and it's very easy to write in tools instead of in Notepad or some text editors. Okay, so so there are different tools like Eclipse. Okay, and IntelliJ and Spring tool suite. I mean, there are different tools. So where you can write your automation script. Okay. So these all are free. You can just download from the internet and use. Okay. So as you see right now, this is Eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
This is how it looks like, and you just write your okay. I mean, these are the different projects which I have, but you don't worry about these all projects. Okay.
Okay.
Because at the end you will be knowing all these things. How do you create uh, all these things? Okay. You don't worry about this stuff. Okay. So this is Eclipse, which is IDE where you write your code, Java code. I mean, you write your automation scripts. Okay, and for now it looks quite difficult to understand for you because you are entirely new to this, right? You don't know what is this tool and what are these lines and all, but it is quite easy, and I'll tell you why. But before that, so installation part, if you see, install Eclipse. I mean, download Eclipse automation. So I mean, you can download Eclipse for any of the sites. Okay, you can also so Guru 99 will give guru99.com. This will give I mean good presentation for the Selenium. Okay, you can also see how to download and install Selenium WebDriver. Okay, so if we go here and see, so you need these three things: install Java SDK, install Eclipse, and install Selenium WebDriver files. So these three you need to install to start your automation scripts. Okay. So you need Java because that is a language. You need Eclipse because this is where you write your code, and this is the Selenium where it has methods to automate your application. Okay. So the first step when you see, install Java on your computer. Okay. They have also given a link here. Download install Java. If you click here, so it will open this one, right? So you can just download the Windows, Linux, Mac OS, Windows. Since mostly we go for Windows. If it is 64 installer, maybe you download this one, JDK 18, Windows 64, and once the exe file is downloaded, you can directly execute that.
Is it
Okay.
different for Mac OS?
It's not different from Mac OS, but it is like you have different exe file for Mac OS.
Okay.
The installation will be the same, but the file is really different. For Mac OS, there is a different kind of. I think maybe you have like this Mac for Mac. There is something called X64 compressed archive DMZ installer. So you have Mac or Windows?
I have Mac.
You have Mac. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No issues. Yeah. I mean, and once you download, yeah.
Mhm.
And once you download, yeah. I mean, you just have to follow the steps which they give. Nothing else. It's as simple as that. But we're on the Java platform. JDK support. Okay. I mean, Windows we have like this, right? 64, Windows 64, and 32-bit and 64-bit. And how do you have like it's the same? I'm not sure about how the Mac has this. You have 64-bit Mac, something like that. As
No
you're
idea.
not sure. Oh, okay, 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 no problem. You can also, just Google it how to, uh, install Java in Mac. You have to download Mac, Mac OS 6x64 compressed archive. I think this is the one you just have to download and install it.
Okay.
Installation is simple. Once you download, you just have to double click and follow the steps which they say.
Sure.
Okay. So on the command prompt, if you say Java, then it will show you this one.
Okay.
They have given the steps here anyway. You just have to follow this one.
Yeah, okay.
Just download and yeah, just follow the exe file. That's all. Nothing else you need to do.
Okay.
And then you have to install Eclipse. Eclipse is also same. They have given a link here. If you go here, just have to download Eclipse. Download x86 I think it does not. There is no difference between Mac and Windows. It's the same for all.
Okay.
Okay, for Eclipse, you just have to download this one. That's all. So you will have an icon like this. You just have to double click and that will open this tool. Okay. So once you install Eclipse and Java, and then Selenium, download Selenium Java client driver. Okay. So
Java.
yeah, but basically this is to for the Selenium. Okay, there are many jar files which are needed. Okay, so what we do, we will not follow this one. Okay, the third step we will not follow. Why? Because there are many jar files which you need to download and maintain in your system. Okay, so instead of that, what we do, there is something called Maven. Okay,
Hmm?
Maven. That I'll show you how it looks like, but that is quite easy. And you just have, there is one XML file where you have to specify the jar files there, but that I'll tell you later. That you don't need to worry. But right now, if you want to start with that, you just have to install Java and install Eclipse. Okay.
So you
So
want to proceed with step one and step two, right?
yeah, step one and step two. That's all. So when I say download Eclipse for any Selenium, so you can just go to the Guru 99 site and just follow those steps. That should be easy. But if you stuck it, I'll be there anyway. So I'll help you. So that's not an issue. But just letting you know. Okay. So Java is installed and Eclipse is installed. The third one, just ignore for now. So it will be like this. So there will not be anything. Okay. These all will not be there because for the first time, because these are the projects which I have created. Okay. So suppose if you so I'll close all these things. That's all. This is how you looks like. Even this project package it will be like this.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So what you have to do. So it is not like theory and then practicals and then like how you do in the class or maybe training sessions. It's quite different. It's like how you do in your organization. Okay, how do you start your creating your project, and how do you automate, and while automating, what are the uh, all these things, like, I mean, let me just open that. All the concepts what we have will be covered as part of that. Let me open the course content. So I'll start with Java, and I'll tell you what is the Java. I mean, I'll not tell you in the theoretical way. I'll just, I mean, while doing the practicals, we'll cover the theoretical, all these things. Okay. Okay. And what are the whoops? I mean, there is something called object oriented programming. Java is like object oriented programming. Why they say Java is object oriented programming? Because these are the four concepts most of the interviews people will ask you. What is abstraction? What is encapsulation? What is polymorphism and inheritance? They'll ask what is the object oriented programming concepts we have in Java. How do you implement in your project? Okay. And apart from that, string, I mean, we have something called data, right? We'll be having data everywhere. Wherever you go, you have data. Okay. So what kind of data it is? Integer, string, double, boolean. Do you know what is these things? Data types? You ever heard about those?
Yeah.
Okay. So integers, like, it is a numbers, right? When you have some numbers, so you declare that as a integer.
Mhm.
And when you have string, some names, okay, combination of words, then you declare them as a string. And double, you have something called amounts, where they have uh, I mean, the fractions and the amounts, right? You'll be having digits in the amounts. Yeah. So those, the data type will be double. I mean, there are different data types we have in Java. So what are the data types we have?